Each April, the Cabanandra campdraft is held in the remote ranges of northeastern Victoria.
Well, it started at Cabanandra, which is further up towards Bonang, and we were sort of keen on horses and camp-drafting, and we decided we'd run one of our own. So we had a meeting, and I think we had about 35 people at the meeting, and away she went from there.
In a unique tradition, cattle for the draft are mustered from high country to the northeast and driven down steep, dangerous trails across the Snowy River to the camp drafting grounds.
The second camp draft that we had, we started walking the cattle down.
Were you on horseback then?
Yeah.
How old were you, remember?
I suppose I was around 20. We go over to Glenaby and we start getting Frankie Bolton's cattle from about 6 or 7 properties of his, and we get some from Black Mountain Station and put them all together, which takes more than a week. We generally have between 800 to 1,000, and we have a fair few people, and if you can take 50 or 100 cattle each time and just keep them walking along.
Yeah. Big string.
Yeah, big long string. Like sometimes they might be strung for 2 or 3 kilometres along the narrow road, and some places only nearly single file.
That's a lot of cattle in one line.
It is, yeah. So you don't want the cattle turning around. You need to be able to keep them going. So you need to have a good person at the front to keep the cattle going, so the other cattle have got something to follow along. We've never lost any men over the edge, but yeah, we've lost a few cattle. Come behind, Rex.
Near McKillop's Bridge on the Snowy River, cattle are watered and rested before they slowly walk across and are taken the last few kilometres to the camp draft grounds.
Damien and Alana and kids, they come back for a week, and Damien's for over a fortnight. He takes his holidays, and you've got all them other young fellas that, they're not that young now either.
Well, there's a whole beast. There's 5-6 sheep. We use chops, everything's used. Potatoes, probably about 40 kilos of potatoes for one night. About 15 pumpkins, bags and bags of mixed vegetables, sweets, pavlovas.
And what keeps you going?
Tom. The money that they donate to the community goes back in the community. I'm the Secretary Treasurer of the Hospital Auxiliary and Delegate. as well as being on the campdraft committee. They donate $2,000 to us every year, so that's for the community, for the hospital.
Tom Ventry, president of the Cabanandra Campdraft Association for all of the event's 38 years, was ill with a lung infection. He got through the first 2 days of the 2013 draft, but on the last day he left for hospital. A few kilometres from the drafting ground, he stopped breathing. He was revived on the roadside and given oxygen until an ambulance arrived nearly 3 hours later.
This Buff Rogers we talk about who run the memorial here today, he always said to me, keep it going, Tom, keep it going. As soon as you stop, part of our heritage is to be gone, he said. That mob of cattle going down the road, only place in Victoria, he said, that mob of cattle goes down the road every year and comes back, he said, and it's part of our heritage, and keep it going. So we have.